2%.
2%.
2%.
The 2% inflation target is key to the Fed's vision for stable prices in the U.S. economy, as well as the rest of the world.
2% Bank of England inflation target.
But who decided 2% was the magic number?
It is, I think, an error to say 2% is somehow magically the right number.
You would think somewhere in the Bible, and God says he wants 2% inflation.
The 2% inflation target, it's...
And there you have it, folks. You hear all these economic people on CNBC. They are the liberal ones, and they're saying inflation in the United States should no longer be under 2%. China is at 1.8, but America owes $32 trillion. And because America owes $32 trillion, we can no longer feel the 2%. So they're getting ready to tell us the reality of life. You need to hedge yourself against the dying dollar because the inflation is not going under 2%. And this is why they are brainwashing us and changing the brain. So listen to the entire segment. I'll give you 3 ways to hedge yourself against a dying dollar because, as you know, inflation in the United States will never be going back under 2%, and that's why they're making shows like this. You'll hear them telling you nobody needs to go under 2% anymore. China is at 1.8%, so America, get ready. China is 1.8%. Why can't we go under 2%? We've spent too much money. That's the thing, people. We spent $32 trillion and we can't pay it back. And now we can't go back to 2%. So I'll tell you right after the segment 3 ways to hedge yourself against this dying US dollar and how to hedge yourself against an inflation that will never go under 2% in our lifetime in the United States. I'm Tisha Paul. Subscribe for more. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of the segment. And don't forget to check out the tag products today from Neiman Marcus.
It's relatively arbitrary.
It was invented, oddly, in New Zealand.
25, 30 other central banks adopting a New Zealand approach, so we led the way in inflation targeting. I mean, there's a bit of a mafia amongst central bankers. Once you're in the family, you're in the family sort of things. And they all get together, sit around conference tables.
Turns out the 2% inflation target didn't exactly start that way.
It's sort of a historical accident.
Somehow it just became 2%. 2%'s good.
Yeah, they missed out the 0 2. It was 0 to 2.
Here's how economies across the globe adopted inflation targeting, how they settled on 2%, and whether or not that target may change. The Federal Reserve uses monetary policies to achieve its dual mandate, maximum employment and price stability. Price stability can be achieved with inflation targeting, which is
just the simple idea that the way a central bank should run its policy is to choose an explicit numerical target for inflation.
The Federal Reserve didn't have an official inflation target until 2012, which happened to be right after the Federal Open Market Committee contrarian of the time, Tom Honig, left his position.
I was president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City from 1991 to 2011. During the period that I was there, it followed the great inflation. That period was really quite chaotic, if you will.
And too many dollars start chasing too few goods. The result, inflation.
In the late 80s, an individual from the Bank of New Zealand came to the United States.
That individual is Arthur Grimes. He is pretty much the father of inflation targeting.
In the 70s and 80s, New Zealand had one of the highest inflation rates in the Western world.
Grimes was fresh out of the London School of Economics.
And I applied these new insights into designing a brand new central bank act. It was a wonderful opportunity for a really freshly minted PhD economist. I had worked at the bank for 6 years before I did my PhD, so I knew the central bank well.
So the bank was shifting to be more independent because in New Zealand at the time, its central bank was tied to the government.
We were saying, well, okay, if we have independence, what should we target? Interest rates or the money supply? One day I said, well, actually, what are we trying to achieve? We're trying to achieve price stability. Why didn't we just have an inflation target? It was sort of like cut through the middleman.
And thus, inflation targeting was born, not as a strict 2%, but instead as a range.
But we really wanted to embed our credibility by achieving a target that no one believed we would achieve. So we made the target pretty tight, just 1% plus or minus 1%, which became just the 0 to 2. But I have to tell you, even around the table at the central bank, we did.
For friends, check out the tag products from Neiman Marcus, and don't forget to hit that free like and that free subscribe button. So there you have it. The inflation in the United States will not be going down. So 2% is out. If 4% is in, you need 3 ways to hedge yourself against the inflation: save, invest, and pay down bad debt, not good debt. Bad debt are credit cards, student loans, and car payments. Good debt, mortgages. Okay? So here are 3 type of investments that you could use in order to hedge yourself against inflation. Online business: YouTube, Amazon, Shopify, Airbnb, anything, any digital asset that can make you passive income. Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, any digital asset, online business. Learn social media. By learning social media, you have hedged yourself against inflation because you can save money by using Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, any social media you're on. You can bring your brand on there and you can save a lot of money, or you could represent a brand. So look into social media marketing. Look into using social media more to bring your brand to existence, okay? We are in a very expensive time in the United States and in the world. And if you're not able to create extra income, you're going to get left behind. Can you go ahead and check out those tag products from Neiman Marcus? They can be shipped anywhere in the world. They're gorgeous. They are spectacular. And I'm Tisha Ball. Go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. But we've been telling people for years that America, the one that you know for years, has changed, and that this inflation, as you can hear from CNBC, is here to stay. And because inflation has laid itself upon us, it's time for us to go ahead and invest. Okay, so the best investments are mutual funds, stock market, the 5 biggest stocks: Apple, Google, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft. Look for stocks that are high in cap rate. Amazon. There's so many stocks that are high in cap rate. Ooh, but you don't want to invest in the stock market because it's rigged. But inflation isn't rigged. I mean, we are never going back to 2% in the United States. China's at 1.8% though, but America says, no, we'll accept 2%. So I'm telling you, you've got to hedge yourself against inflation, invest, save, and pay down bad debt. All right? Things are different today in the United States. Start an online business and save money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, by shopping on social media. You're going to shop more on the internet because that's where the savings are. You're going to also learn social media so you can have some engagement and you can have marketing because you're going to either brand yourself or you're going to brand a brand. Look into Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Look into the top internet social media web pages, Twitter and Threads. Those are the ones that you want to look in. LinkedIn. They are the ones that people are using, and you're going to be put in a digital store or some service or product. But the average person is making $3,000 a month on the internet, so they're hedging themselves against inflation. You need 2 jobs now in the United States. So go ahead and do one online. That's the best one to do. I'm Tisha Ball. We'll bring you more news, more business and political news. Look into Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. Do not look into all of the cryptos because the SEC has sued Binance and Coinbase. So you do expect that out of the 23,000 cryptos, some are going to be dying. So you don't want to look at all cryptos because they don't all have good cap rate. Some of them are not real. Some are real. Bitcoin is real. XRP is real. And Ethereum, those are real. They have real cap rate. Just like stocks that have a high cap rate, we look at crypto that have a high cap rate. And hedge yourself. Do not put everything in. You need to put a small amount in, maybe a little bit of your discretionary income. Go ahead and contact a lender. There are 4,800 lenders in the United States. Ask them to have a mutual funds. Even though Social Security is 1800, Social Security is a supplement, it's not your retirement. You need to take care of you. So you need to start investing today. I'm Teacher Paul. Subscribe for more. We'll be back to talk more another time about money, real estate, business, politics, news.